The length of a rug is 6 feet more than the width. The area is 40 feet square. Find the length of the width of the rug. Find the length and the width. So when we have a problem like this, what we need to do is we need to assign a variable to the one that we know the least amount of information. So in this case, we're trying to find the length and the width. So if we read the problem here, it says the length of the rug is 6 feet more than the width. So we know nothing about the width, but we know that the length is 6 feet more than the width. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign the variable for the width. So I'm going to let that equal to W. So we have W, and then we know that the length, so the length, L of the rug is, and it's 6 feet more than the width. But when we have the word than, we kind of have to switch the order. So it's 6 more than the width, we write as W plus 6. When we're working with addition, it really doesn't matter because 6 plus W and W plus 6 gives you the same answer. But when we're working with subtraction, it does matter. 6 minus W is not the same thing as W minus 6. So just get in the habit whenever you see the word than, that you're going to switch the order, and that way you don't have to worry about it. So we know that the area here, so the formula for the area of a rectangle here is length times width. So the area is equal to the length times the width. So what we need to do is we need to multiply the W, which is our width, times our length. In this case, it's going to be W plus 6, and that's going to equal to 40. So we do the distributive property, W squared plus 6W is equal to 40. So because I have a second degree equation, that means I have to set it equal to 0 in order for me to solve it. So we subtract 40 from both sides, and we get W squared plus 6W minus 40 is equal to 0. So we have a second degree equation with the coefficient of 1, so we can use the X puzzle to solve it. So we have 6 at the top and a minus 40 at the bottom. So if we find all the factors of negative 40, we can see that negative 4 and 10 would work. So negative 4 plus 10 gives you that 6, and negative 4 times 10 gives you that negative 40. So when we factor this out, we get W minus 4 and W plus 10. So we set each of the factors equal to 0 and solve. Excuse me, this is 0. Okay, so from here, I'm going to write them over here. I'm running out of space. So W is equal to 4 and W is equal to negative 10. When we look at our answers, we need to make sure it makes sense. So in this case, we're talking about width. So width cannot be negative. So for that reason, we can't use the negative 10. So the width is equal to 4. So we plug in W in here, and we get 4. And this W here is going to equal to 4. So when we add 4 plus 6, we get 10. And that's our answer. The width is equal to 4, and our length is equal to 10. So 4 times 10 gives you that 40 feet square.